We're live.
Daddy!
Great. So, for offense, we're gonna start with we are gonna want to run a sack if we want to. There's a lot of different things that can happen. But basically, we need ×3 on the cart at all times. Watch for traps. NG scout, you're gonna be on the cart, moving it up, and then like usually when you get around here, spy's gonna go for a play for you, or any goblins that were hiding in a house are gonna go for you. So just turn around here, Flint. Like, there's no need for you to die to spy here. And then just try to get it up as far as possible. If the sniper snipes you, it is what it is. But hopefully one of you will survive.
Quick ask, if Justario, if you have a minute, if you could go and clear house to make sure no one's hiding in there when we get to that point, I would appreciate it.
That's what I typically do. I usually check house.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Make sure ain't nobody camping there.
And what we can also do is we can watch from spawn through the windows to like actually see if people go into house.
If our sack is successful and we get over the roof, we can literally also just press shot the sniper anyway from where we are from over the house if we just get the soldier demo out of there immediately. Correct?
The demo's never going to be in house.
Well, I know some of those don't go in house. No, sorry, not in house. I'm talking about the shed. Sorry, the blue house.
Oh, the shed. Yeah. So like jumping up on here is always good. I'm probably going to do it to challenge their soldier. And you can jump over. There's a lot of things you can do, Vision. You can actually do a base jumper bomb here. Because I used to think it was shit, but it's because the skybox is actually insanely high on this map. So you can just go up here, and then if they don't see you, you can just like kill the gun for free. You can force them inside.
If it's there, of course. Yeah, I guess if it's there.
A lot of NGs these days put the gun out for the early sack, and they just play to like pull it with Rescue Ranger. So
yeah. Colonel Salt recommended me to do that in the review I had with him.
Okay.
Yeah. See, so it's pretty common, but you don't have to do the base jumper. You can also do Vision. You can jump over, land in the water, take no fall damage, and just like make some noise from here. You can jump over to get to this pack with a full buff with 2 stickies. You know, there's a lot of different things. You can even just walk in here and then just like shoot like this.
Yeah, I don't know. If I found this seconds just playing with you, we'll put it heavy in there, just press up the sniper, or just kill our demo out of it if he's out there for some reason.
There's a teleporter I can place where Heavy can head glitch in that window.
Yeah, that's nice. We can go for that if Mythic wants to do that. Mythic usually doesn't watch these, but yeah, like Mythic. What I want Mythic to do is for him to just go here. If the Heavy's there, he has to take the heavy v heavy, and it's kind of not in his favor.
That's the spot.
So he needs a little help. So like exactly, yeah. Mark can help him. And then what I want him to do is go in here and just like, because he can hug this wall and totally sneak around and be a nuisance. He could even just like shoot from here and head glitch, and just he can kill people. I've seen it happen many times. It's a very simple play, but it works. He just needs help with the Heavy in the garage, and yeah, like we can just keep running sacks while the cart's going up. There shouldn't be any delays really.
Outside,
exactly, Parsi. You stay inside. You're gonna be just like, you know, buffing players who respawn and just living. When you come out of spawn, it's gonna be when the cart's close, and then Chung's gonna come help you get out. Speaking of which, Chung, like during the sack, you can totally go in if you want a jetpack. That's fine. You can go on cart. There's a lot of options, but just call what you're doing.
And inside the house.
I typically just go on cart. That's what I do personally, because like what are we doing for second? Like, just not trying to skip ahead, but I'm just asking because I typically run flog, but I don't know if the meta's changed.
We'll be doing the tunnel push.
Okay,
I like the tunnel push.
Okay, if you want to do the tunnel push, but I think we shouldn't only do the tunnel push. I think we should be ready to do apps.
Push over the house push, because I don't know, the apps push is.
I mean, at this point, apps push is doing the apps push first is kind of outdated. Most people push through tunnel initially, and then, or you try and bait out their Uber. If they don't have, if you have the apps push is a bit better, but you don't send everybody there. You only send a few people.
Yeah, like I think we shouldn't be afraid. Like, here's what we shouldn't do. We shouldn't. Well, sorry, let's not get sidetracked because about second yet. I want to keep going about first. Just make sure Parsi knows. Yeah. So yeah, like when the cart gets up or it's close enough, Parsi, you can call Chung over to help you get out, or Chung obviously is gonna know to come escort you out. And the only things you're gonna be looking out for is a spy. Usually gonna be hanging out here or anywhere. It could be standing on a fence or something. And
tell me if you're out the left or the right area.
You should always come out right side.
I'm out right, yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. You could honestly, Parsi, if no one's here with you, you can just wait until the cap, and then this is gonna open up. You can just walk through here, with our pyro. So we can just play it super safe like that. If you want to come out early, say the spy's dead, and it's known that no one's hiding, which really shouldn't happen, then you're fine. You can just come out. But like, yeah, just be wary of spy. And then you come out, and then what we're gonna do initially for second is we're gonna play tunnel. So pretty much the whole team can come here. The reason for this is because we can't be flanked. This is a one-way shutter. I'm sorry you can't see it. I could remove the props, but I don't feel like it. Yeah, so we play tunnel. Our main objective here is just to get the card up. Hark.
And clear the flank.
Yeah.
There's other flank.
Yeah. So we're gonna want to work our sniper into the flank. So I'm gonna be there protecting him. Our scout can come with if he wants to, but really, me and our sniper should be able to hold it down. And yeah, once we get our sniper into side tunnel, we can see if we can make some noise. Like if he gets some picks, that's great. Parsi, I don't want... You should just stay here. There's no need for you to move from this position. Your only objective is to not die to spy and just wait for Uber. If we want to use from tunnel, it'll be a demo pyro, in my opinion, is the best. And you can just go out here and then end the Uber, not in any sight lines, just back here. Then we can decide what to do after that.
I can give you a dispenser armor if you need to feel a little safer.
Yeah, that's fine. And vision, the same thing applies for you. Like, I'm sure you know as well as I, there's really nothing you can do in downtime, you know, from this position.
Unless the sniper's dead. Unless the sniper is dead.
Exactly. So if we ever get a sniper pick, that's when the tunnel plays really open up and we can actually push from here. Is that because then after the sniper's dead, we can actually swing out and get the gun, in which case everybody should be shooting the gun.
Or we can also just straight up use from tunnel after we get this thing in position, so we can force them to come out and use if they do that.
Right, but now the meta is that a lot of teams are going to have dropped down and their demo's going to be right here, their medic's going to be here.
But that's
They're just going to use
better for us.
Yeah, and that's what I was
better
talking
for us,
about.
I mean.
I was talking about with the exchange that we would do with demo pyro here. They would be forward. If not, then like we shouldn't even use out if they haven't dropped down. We should just try to like walk in and make them use it into us. But again, there's a stepwise process, so just remember this. We can't really do anything from tunnel if their sniper's alive. If he somehow dies, which won't always happen, then we can focus on getting the gun, and then once the gun's dead, the sniper's dead, then we can all just shove out and, you know, get some cart time. Now, be wary of the sniper spawning up and peeking from, like, back here or here. That is still a threat, but just pay attention to the respawn timer.
It'll usually be up on the roof or at the back.
And just be aware, Parsi, that like you can commit and stand here. You're still safe from sniper. Yeah, so that's tunnel. But I personally don't like using from tunnel. If we want to do it, it's fine. I'm not playing in combo, and I'm playing on a different team. I'm not going to tell you guys how to play. In fact, I believe that like anything's really viable if your team commits to it. So, but otherwise, we're going to go over the protocol for if we want to use from apartments. In this case, let's say we just push tunnel after we cap first. We got the card up. We don't get a sniper pick. Then we'll be like, okay, let's rotate back to apartments. We're going to use from apartments. But Parsi, just make sure you buff Soldier Scout before you leave, because we're going to be staying. What's going to happen is, Parsi, just don't show yourself. Honestly, try to not show your beam. Hark, I don't want you peeking the door at all. Don't show your presence, because you may as well keep it secret for as long as possible. Assuming their spy didn't comment. He probably would comment, but even if he comms it and you still don't show yourself, he's probably going to be doubting what his spy said, because he doesn't have the information himself. So like, Parsi, just try not to beam someone who's like invisible by the door. Then what you can do is like you can buff Mythic, and Mythic can bait out the sticky trap that might be on the floor. So like he'll get a buff, run the Fist of Steel, and then what you can do, Hark, is put a sticky down and just clear the sticks. But it's honestly not necessary. What should happen is when you have Uber, and there shouldn't really be a need to hesitate. What you want to do, Hark, is pay attention to whether we're alive or dead in tunnel. If we're dead, we're stupid. But if we're dead, it means like you shouldn't really push in because then you're not going to have these people able to commit for the post.
So then I guess I'll have to build enough for downtime if you're dead.
Yeah, if we have downtime, it's going to be just like a 10-minute wait. Or 10 second wait.
10-minute wait.
Yeah, not a 10-minute wait.
God.
I've seen that happen, but no, we're not going to fucking do that.
Yippee!
Yeah, so and then Parsi, you're going to use on your pyro first. Just standing here, you just use on your pyro. Chung's going to walk in, get blasted by stickies, make some space for the demo, and then just flash and keep the Uber sort of spread between Hark and Chung. And you guys are going to make some noise. If you get them to use, that's perfect. If you get picks, and there's even an opportunity for the post Uber, then you might be able to stay in, but just keep in mind there's the gun here. Parsi, you're gonna want to watch for spy in the post, but you can rely on Mythic to do that because Mythic is going to essentially be the doorman, which means that he's going to stay by the door, keeping it open for us, so that if we need to leave for the post, which you guys should do, don't be afraid to do this. Like, you don't have to be greedy and stay in. Even if the Uber's in our favor, just back up. We can get back here. Mythic's going to open the door, be watching for spy for us, and then you guys can decide we'll recommit. You can recommit off of a pyro pick, a heavy pick, especially a demo pick. And then when you recommit, it should be like, you got to get the gun if the gun's still up, because it's going to shoot you then. Hark, it's pretty self-explanatory what you do here. You can try to be cheeky, and I found success with trying to get a sticky here from the window, and that'll splash people here who will often congregate here because they know you're going to try to spam the ground here. But yeah, like, you could just peek the corners carefully with sticks, and I guarantee you'll scare people out. It's the nature of the demo man class.
Okay.
Now, as far as flank, during this process, we're just going to be, like, trying to make some noise, staying alive, though, and waiting for the post Uber, and then we'll be ready. Like, I'll be ready to spam gun for, like, the post if it's still up. So you're not going to be alone for that. And our scout can shoot it, too. During this whole I'm not going to talk about sniper, because our sniper situation is what it is right now. So, that is second in general. I didn't really talk about post from tunnel. So
Yeah.
after we've used, and like Parsi, you're back here, then just kind of stay here, respect sniper, but you can peek out a little bit more and watch for spy, and just buff people who are trying to walk out and make some noise here and get the gun. You're mainly going to want to beam Hark, because he's the one who really needs to be staying alive, but he can also do the most damage to the gun. And our sniper.
Mhm.
So our sniper is going to be with you here, so just make sure, it's pretty demo sniper, usually the high targets for healing. And then we make some space, we get the gun, and then once the gun's down, like, me and our scout should have no fear of hard committing from any which angle. And then we can make space.
I found if we can get a really good push or get clear on them here on second from tunnel, we can usually get through it pretty easily.
Yeah. And the idea shouldn't be necessarily to bomb in here, unless we're going for a sack. But sacks are really hard to do unless we
Yeah,
get a
we
gun
sack.
sap. Yeah, so just Dario, I'm sure you know the protocol, but just to remind you, like, I really would appreciate if you just go into mansion and be ready to enforcer the gun from any which spot.
Yep.
Average
The
spy
window
activity.
spot is like so broken. And then
Oh yeah, that's what I typically do.
Where I foam at the mouth. Yeah.
but then in any post Uber, like, wait for the post Uber where like Hark is actually walking in here, and then a decloak's going to be great because the NG, if he's still up, is going to be totally distracted trying to wrangle that and tunnel at the same time. So yeah, it's a big opening. And that's second offense. Let's move on to third. Once second is captured, if we have Uber right away, which may not happen, but if we do, then I want you to call Hark, like a quick exchange. Don't go through main. I really think...
If what?
I said call for a... Oh, sorry, are you hearing a train in the background or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, you're going to want to call for a quick exchange through IT, or... I call this IT. And
Yeah, it's IT.
you can jump out the window and do like a demo pyro. So I think that's great. Chung being involved in this is great because they have to like go into spawn or go into a bad position to avoid pyro here. And also demo obviously is good in like any Uber. Mythic, you can really do whatever he wants here. I'm a big fan of like heavies going into boiler and trying to jump on here, which is
We
great.
use Uber once
We-
we use Uber once they get out of second, right? When we drop down from my team, or
No, I'm saying
Yes.
after we cap second, if we
Yeah.
have Uber right away.
okay. That's
Yeah,
maybe
so-
we could try that.
If we're jumping out a window, where exactly should me and Hart go? Like what's the best route for us to go down there?
It depends, but like honestly, you'll go down and you'll see players in here, so just run at the medic and force them as soon as possible. If it's ad, then the sky's the limit. It doesn't matter. Call a focus and just get as many kills as possible. Go ham. But otherwise, like yeah, we need to get the force and then Parsi. If it's even and this is an exchange, then you have to end in like main. And Chung, I really need you. If it's an exchange and it's not ad, to once the medic uses on the opposing team, to just play back with Parsi. Watch for any
So-
goblins trying to kill him from back here.
So once they use, then back up.
Yeah, and the same goes for you, Hark.
Oh yeah.
No need to overextend if they use, and you should play to end here. There's no other place to end it that's safe, except maybe boiler, but that's shit. Now, that's a special case scenario. In most scenarios, we're not going to have Uber after we cap second. We might even be at disad. So in any situation where we're just building Uber, I want you, Parsi, to stand right here and don't move from this spot. I know it's boring, but this is like, it's pretty risky for you to do anything else. I've seen a lot of medics sit out here building Uber, and they get just destroyed by a spy and like a scout soldier committing from any which angle. It's
That's
not worth it.
still-
It's not worth it.
that's-
It's
can't still
awful. It's
happen.
awful. So yeah, do not do that. Please stand
Yeah,
here,
that's still happening
and
here.
you can sit with Chung. Yes, it can still happen from here, like a soldier going up here, but it's way better because you're enclosed, and you're in. They have to travel a greater distance to get to you, and also you're going to be able to buff your players in boiler through this door or this way. And that's great because our sniper can get some great angles from here, but if he has constant buff from you, that's even better. You can buff your soldier from here, you can buff your scout, your NG, and we can make some great space in boiler and claim it for ourselves, which is a crucial part of pushing third. And then once we get Uber, then Hark, you can go through, I don't know what we call this.
Down.
Drop down. You can go through drop down if you want, but just respect it if the sniper's there. And we can just like have Parsi, you got to respect the sniper sight line through here. So that's why you want to hug here. But then like what can happen if you don't want to use through drop down is you can just take this Parsi and then drop down here, get ready to use from IT again. And again, it can be anything. What you definitely want to do, Hark, is like you definitely want to like as soon as you get in here is just lay some stickies down here just to like scare people away from here. You might even get some kills, and that's always a good thing to do initially, but make sure you reload back up for the Uber. And then let's say we have full positioning and they have nobody on upper here, then you guys can totally occupy this space. Hark, you can get in here, and there's a good Uber to be done if the pyro's dead where you take Chung down here. And Hark, you can get involved as well, and I mean that's a really good Uber too. But honestly, it's not that much better than just using out window, in my opinion.
I know.
So like you can do it if you want, but it's whatever. I'm gonna be bombing in for the post, so you can count on that. The gun's gonna be hard to get, so I may go direct hit here because I'm the best class equipped to do it. Because the gun spot now, it's pretty meta for teams to be holding bunker. They'll put the gun really far back there, which is the best spot. But if I'm on direct hit, I can get buffed and try to actually spam it out. No other class besides Spy can really get on that gun. And even for our Spy, like Justaria is going to be hard pressed to get a good decloak here because the pyro it can just be a menace. But that's how the pushes should go. I only want to see us really use from IT. There are Ubers possible from like boiler, but I don't want to go over that for this team. I want us to just do basic stuff. You can use through main Hark, in which case you can totally call for that. But honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it because you use here, you're far away, they know you're coming, and then they have all the time in the world to just like milk a little bit and then use on their pyro and have a better Uber. Whereas if you drop out here, you're like kind of blindsiding them.
If you do that, you have to have someone pressure before the push.
Yeah, and
That's
using from
Or
main
pyro
also
stab.
using from main also runs the risk of you guys getting wrapped in the post. So it just sucks. But yeah,
Not optimal.
our sniper's going to be in here. In Flint, you know, you're supposed to be in boiler. I'll be helping you, and that's the protocol for third. Let's move on to fourth. So for fourth offense, I've learned a lot over the years, but basically, like, if it's ad, then we shouldn't be afraid. But like Parsi, you and Chung should bait a little bit before walking in. So like Parsi and Chung, you guys can stay here. Like as soon as we cap third, we have ad, and then like Hark and the rest, we can come up with a buff and just work together to bully people out because they're most likely going to be playing to leave anyway, knowing we have ad. But then once the sniper is confirmed not peeking in an angle that's detrimental to you, Parsi, then you can walk out and just start healing people. And don't be afraid to just be like when you have ad to be aggressive in this situation. Just got to be wary of goblins sacking for you. So and obviously a spy decloak, but Chung's going to be on top of that. But also you, Parsi, can be turning around. Whenever you have ad, you should be expecting goblins to go for you and do whatever they can to force you. So just be wary of that. Like, be aware of your position. And yeah, if we have ad, then we just take the space. If we have to use, we have to. But we shouldn't need to because Hark can just be over here spamming down. And Mythic can get into the good position here, and we should be good. Other than that, we need ×3. Just getting the card up and not dying to spy. Otherwise, it's going to be even, in which case we have to be a little bit more methodical. If the sniper is up, I don't like us just walking up here. There's a little bit more of a crafty way to do it, where our combo can walk in here. You're going to have to cross a sight line here, but you go into boiler, and then you can still push main, but you guys go out of this door. You drop down here, you hug the left wall, and then it's a little more tricky. It's a subtle difference, but I'm telling you, you're at a lot less risk from sniper. If they don't spot you, you might even get a blindside on them. And then you can use demo. This should really be a solo demo for the exchange. Pyro, like, it's annoying for you because you have to jump up and like you're just gonna get denied. So just keep it on our demo, and then Chung, you could just spy check during the Uber and be ready to just protect our medic in post. And then once the exchange is over, we'll probably be somewhere here, and then you call for the post Uber. I'd like to see like a 3-2-1 call, Hark, and then we'll be ready to commit. I'll be in Spanish is fine, yeah. And then I'll be probably, you know, I could be any which position, but I'll be going deep to commit. I might be trying to go behind them and get over here and like go on the roof to spam them and make some distractions. And like Justario, you can coordinate with me to get like a gun sap, and then I'll bomb or something. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can be doing together, Justario, on this map on offense too, which I didn't mention for the other points, but just like whenever you want to decloak, I will keep that in mind. Just make sure you're calming it, and we can make some magic happen. Now, that's like, we don't have to do this thing as combo, but just I think it keeps Parsi a lot more safe. Don't ever use from garage. We should just make sure we get space before we use. Don't ever use out the gate from here. It's terrible. If we do want to push out main Parsi, then just hug this wall as much as you can. You're going to have to peek sniper a little bit. It's inevitable. But make sure our sniper's buffed next to you and just trust him. And then you can come up to this corner. And then around this corner, it's acceptable for you to use. And then you can use on Hark.
Wait, are we going for garage again?
I'm sorry, did you ask why?
Yeah.
You're going in
Are we-
garage as combo to push main from a different angle through here, you see?
Oh, okay.
Which
Forgot
is
about that.
safer for our medic. Yeah.
Okay.
Fourth here is a point where we can sack very effectively if we're at disad. So whenever you call for that Hark, me and you are going to be here, and we can give some time for our garage players to just get buffed and come into position, because I do think it's good for garage players to just walk out into the yard while we're doing this. Only person stays back is Chung with our med, and the rest of us are going to bomb in. Sacks are really good on this point because it's just so wide open, and with a gun sap, it's pretty foolproof. So don't be afraid to call for sacks here, Hark. But yeah, so once the exchange is over by the fence here, we're gonna want to play wide. So I want you, Hark, to just play by cart and then just play back here and just protect the cart, because this is the objective. This is the objectively best way to play this. So Parsi, in this situation, it's a little bit scary for you, right? If the sniper's up. So I would recommend that you go, like, cross this, go back, and just kind of chill here behind this rock, because your main risk is going to be a sniper peeking you from this. So if you're behind this rock, you're totally safe. But stand back, like where I'm actually sitting here, and so you can buff people, and so you're aware of anybody bombing for you, which is unlikely, but it could happen. Yeah, and you're just healing the people on the cart.
My gun will be around the rock right there. If it starts shooting at someone, you'll know someone's coming that way.
Yeah, exactly. And Hark's going to be locking this down, playing forward. The rest of us should be like, Flint on cart and our scout captain.
Yep.
That's the post for fourth. It's very simple. It shouldn't be complicated. Like, Hark, I just don't want to see you walking up this way for a post Uber, because you're so liable to get baited. You're a lot less likely, you're a lot safer here, and you can still do tons of damage with blind pipe spam on people just lingering here. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Moving on. Last can be very hard on this map, but it really doesn't need to be.
Hold on. Phase.
Yeah.
Can I just get a quick recap of everything, because I just got home?
Yes. So, for first, I want you to just go down here. Hark is going to help you kill the heavy if he's in house. So you're going to have to get through that obstacle first, but then you can come back, resup, and then go down here and just hug the wall and try to commit here with the sack. Like, head glitching over here is insane. You honestly will get kills because you just have the advantage. And for second, if we're doing an apps Uber, you're just going to be the doorman.
Okay.
So you just
So you want
chill
me
by
in
the
apps
door.
and not tons?
If we're doing an apps exchange. If not, then you can totally come tunnels. And you can... Fist of Steel on the cart, honestly, in post is insane.
Actually, can I make a counter suggestion?
Sure.
How about if our combo's going tons, you and I just stay in apps and come out for post?
Right. No, that is a very good play. I forgot to mention. I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely.
Okay.
If you guys are doing that, I need to, as soon as we get enough cart time, I am just going to be sticking my ass to sniper.
Yeah, we'll call it.
Yep.
For third, you can come with combo if they're using through IT, but it's going to be a demo pyro Uber, so you're not going to be involved. But what you can do is you can jump down for post, or jump over here for post or something. Or what you can do is just play kind of flank heavy and go to play up, jump on top of here for the post is awesome. Or during any dry fight, up to you. You have choices. Just call what you're doing. You'll have some support from me if you're coming up here, because I'll be whipping you out and whipping you to make sure you can make the jump.
All right.
All that. On fourth, you can. I mean, honestly, your best bet is to Fist of Steel out here to get the card up, and then for any post, just live until the post Uber, because you shouldn't really be in any Ubers, and then just be revved up, spy checking, and getting ready to just head glitch this or this for the post Uber fight, and it's gonna be fat as long as it's coordinated. Sorry, my throat is dying. Now for last, when it's even or we're at disad, we can do cart sacks. A lot of teams fail at this. Please don't overcomplicate it. What we're gonna do, which is a little different, is we're gonna have Flint stay back with our medic during these sacks. So Parsi, I need you paying close attention to when you're at disad here, because you have to play really safe. So safe that I want you buffing people, and then when we call it we're going in, you and Flint just walk back to spawn, and then Flint can build with you. This is what I want, because pyro involved in this sack is insane because we can sit on the cart and Chung can just deny spam and we might be able to sneak the cap. Pyro is incredibly integral in this sack. So whenever we're calling for this, everyone should be going in. It should be a 7-man. Hopefully you're buffed. If not, it's okay. Hark, come down here. You know the good spam angle for the gun from here. You can bait a little bit to get the gun first. But then, like, honestly, the best thing is if you can get corner stickies on this corner. Any part of this corner. It is fucking broken. So, or, I mean, if you get them on just the wall, it's fine too. But yeah, get those there and just, like, make sure the gun's dead. And this can be a totally good sack. But just don't bait. Hark's going to do a countdown, and if you guys are not peeking at that time, you're throwing.
Here's a question. For the heavy, for me,
Mhm.
so I'm just going to get melted if I go in cart unless I pull out fisties.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking for me, I could just go up to the ramp to the right and try and spam people shooting down to the cart while the cart's drawing fire, basically.
I think that's
Unless
fine.
y'all think it'd be better to be on cart with fisties.
I actually think what you can do is play here and rev up and just be ready to combat their heavy because you have to meet their heavy. He's going to be playing there or here, and just we need someone looking at him because Hark's going to have his hands full. Hark, you can throw a pipe at the heavy just to make sure Mythic wins the fight. Just throw a pipe at the heavy because
If I have the time to do that, yeah.
you have to deal with him though. Like it's a must.
So before the century or after the
After the
Probably
century.
After.
Yeah, after the century, and also like Mythic doesn't necessarily need your help because the other people are going to be shooting him, like Flint.
Yeah.
No, Flint's not with us. I mean, you know, anybody else who's with us. Yeah, me. Exactly.
Don't worry, I'll send my ghost.
I can splash him very effectively, which is a good point. Yeah, so that's the sack. Otherwise, I really don't like using up here. I would not recommend it. What we should do when we have Uber is try to like methodically take some space in lobby. If we want to use through left here, it's not that great if the pyro is good at his job, but what we should do is like, I'll go in here and open the door for you guys, or someone will, and then Parsi, you should just stay in the door until it's time to use, and then don't like use really early. Like sit here and use super early on like Hark and Chung, and you guys just go and make some noise. Chung, your goal should be to just air blast as many people as possible over here to make space for the cart, and then we might just be able to cap. I think that's a great way to handle the Uber.
Where are we using it from?
If we're using from left side or right side, which we're going to go over in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, just walk at them and air blast them as much as possible.
Keep them away from the cart, basically.
Everyone else should be on cart during the Uber then.
Yep, exactly.
Instead of waiting for post.
Exactly. During the Uber, the cart pressure is very important. The alternative is to go in sort of the long way, this way, which is fine. You gotta be aware of the sniper peeking this, or any goblins hiding. But, yeah. We come in here, Parsi, you're gonna come this way, and then just chill here. When it's time to Uber, or you can even chill here. But then when it's time to actually Uber, which we shouldn't hesitate after we've rotated here. That goes for going left-sided as well. Then Parsi, you're just gonna use on Demo Pyro, out the window. And again, the goal is for you guys to just air blast them out, and then Parsi, your escape route should really just be in main on cart. You might just get air blasted there anyway, which should make things easier for you. But it's okay. You might have to bait Chung and Hark a little bit, but Hark, honestly, you shouldn't be going super deep. All you really need to do is just lay stickies to lock them down and just like kill the gun if it's still up, and you know you're good. You're good beyond that. Don't chase kills too greedily unless the players are really bad and letting themselves get caught out. And yeah, you can just play up here still.
Real quick.
Yeah.
For me, Face, for the heavy. During the Ubers, do you want me playing in that window there above the tracks, or do you want me on the cart?
It's up to you. Either one's viable.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not one to like say you have to do stuff.
Live.
Because heavy is like a class that is really good at like doing random shit. Because like people don't expect the heavy, and he's very impactful, regardless. Now we're gonna go over defense. We're taking too much time.
7 people look at him at once.
Right, and then Hark will kill those 7 people.
DPS hose that no one expects to turn the corner at any given moment.
All right, guys. For first defense, I'm never gonna do a goblin play in house unless you want to do it, Mythic. I'm open to it if you want. It might be fun, but it really should just be us just chilling. Flint, you can have a more aggressive gun. Hark, you lay your crit sticks. Parsi, you're going to do the crits creek thing and then run back with our scout. Hopefully he'll actually run you back in time.
Oh, quick point. The teleporter's always going to be in the back. If you didn't see it, it's posted in Bart's treehouse.
Right.
That is where it's going to be every time.
So guys,
No
just
reverse
to
tele.
clarify that,
No reverse tele.
Flint, you're putting the tele entrance on last, right?
Yes.
Right, which
That
is
door
which
is
is
always
smart.
open. You can go there at any time.
So guys, please
There's
remember
no
that.
way
Please
no one's gonna go
remember
down
that. The
Man,
telly
I
is going to be
tried
on
doing
last.
that every time I would play NG, but nobody would fucking listen.
That's
to me.
why I'm trying to stress
If you
it
don't
here.
take the fucking teleporter, I'm gonna break your legs.
Yeah, so just be aware that the teleporter is up, but
Don't even
it's
have
on
legs.
last. Okay, so that being said, like Hark, you can play out. You can at the start just be wary of sniper. There's actually a great pipe spam angle here, where you can actually hit the cart, and if you hit, you can kill people on the cart. It's kind of fun. But don't do it for too long because the sniper's gonna like walk here, you know, or like here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he
Yeah,
doesn't have a
there's
sight line
punishment.
here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once the sniper gets to the cart, then we kind of just need to back up. And I'll be on the roof at the start, you know, and we just back up.
I'm more worried about a soldier than a sniper, to be honest.
The main thing is, like, we just got to keep our sniper alive, and if our sniper ever kills their sniper, and they don't have a lot of people out, then Hark, you can actually call for us to walk out as a team and just clear this area and even clear cart. And we can get more time on first. This is a real play. Don't be afraid of it. It's not feeding if the sniper is dead. But only if and only if the sniper is dead. Otherwise, like once the sniper gets here and the cart gets here, a lot of snipers like to play the cart, then we just have to tank our sniper and hide. And then
Real quick question for the team though.
Yeah.
How hard do we want to hold the roof there?
no, I don't want to hold it
Do
very
we
hard.
want to force them to sack into us to try and get it, or do we want to just play inside the tunnel and let them have it?
I'm more of a let him have it. I don't know how to
Alright.
do that. I mean, I'm gonna commit to it as long as I can, but and like force some sacks.
It relies
I
on
think
Flint,
it really
honestly.
depends on genuinely how hard are they pressuring you to take it.
They're gonna have to
Yeah.
sack into the gun. Like most teams are gonna at least run one sack to make Flint pull his gun, and that's fine. I think that's good because
I will make it very clear when I pull my gun.
yeah. But yeah, moving on, just for the sake of time, guys, I want to get through this. First is not a point we hard commit to. Parsi, you're just chilling here, and you're gonna get ready to leave. You do need to leave this way. Do never cross this or try to leave this way, please. So just sit here, and then when you're leaving, you watch for spy, and you just walk into apps. Holding second, by default, Parsi, you're gonna sit here. Make sure you're just like checking the corner or even just sitting in it, making sure the spy's not there. Just move around a little bit, but you're chilling here, and you will be able to buff Hark. Hark, I would like you to play on the ground here. If you want to play upper, it's fine, but just be aware you're not gonna be able to get constant beam because our medic's back here. But if you want beam, you can sit back here, and then Parsi can beam you from there or even here. Mythic, I want you chilling on the roof.
Yep, that was gonna be my default.
And Chung, you're just living, not peeking anything, and getting ready for the exchange. Because your class is just so important. It's important you don't die. If the sniper goes to peek into apps here, into us, then just chill here. You don't need to do anything.
What about the spam that comes in?
So the spam, you can actually kite this way and avoid it. It
Make
seems a
sure
little
the
weird.
Spy's not down there.
Yeah. It seems a little weird. Also, you can like play up and about if you want. So, like it's really the main point is like I don't want you dying, and don't be afraid to like come down for a buff. But Hark, this might be different from what you do, but I really recommend like when the spam comes in, just like kiting down these stairs this way and being spy aware, because you're just really safe and very annoying for the demo to deal with. Put
I will
a 4 sticky
call
trap
whenever.
there and there.
I'm gonna call whenever Spy is trying to enforce my gun because he will. And if he's doing that, he's not on you.
I'll go for him, by the way, Flint. I will.
Yeah, I will call if he's in mansion or he's on the fucking pipe spot, and then just kill him.
Yep, and then
End his life.
so for the Ubers, Parsi, it's gonna be a solo pyro. Use early. Don't try to walk out that much. Like, literally walk here, and then Chung, I need you not standing here when you want the Uber because it's gonna be awkward for Parsi.
So where do you want me to stand for it?
Like here or here, something, you know. like at the base of the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah, when we're ready to Uber, then Parsi, you Uber. I need someone to call the Uber. Please don't milk here. If
Probably can call the Uber.
yeah, Chung, if
What
you're comfortable with it.
I mean, what like I never really called Ubers. Like, would me saying like, oh, they use and are coming in or something like that? Would that work?
Honestly, like Hark, you can do it because what you should do, Hark, is you should pay attention if they actually used. Then you can use, right?
I'm at the bottom of the stairs, so I probably would see the user because he'd be seeing them up, so he could just call for you.
Yeah. So
I mean,
Chung,
I
like if
can-
they use, then we
Okay.
should use every time. But if they're
Yeah,
running a
like,
sack, then maybe we don't need to use right away.
That's all. Yeah.
So if you see
Alright.
if you see flashy players, call for the Uber. If not,
Okay.
we can milk it a little bit because honestly, even if they do a flog sack, if Hark has his traps up, it's not a problem. Especially if Parsi's in the safe spot. So we shouldn't be forcing the sacks.
So I know the dispenser is gonna be like kind of near that doorway area, but like when I need to use, do I need to like drop down over to the stairs, or do I need to primarily stay at the stairs area?
It's up to you. I think you can walk around. Just make sure you don't get sniped. And like spy check and stuff, you know? You can walk around. But yeah, just don't die. That's the apps. I won't really go over flank because our scout is, at a variable right now, but I'm gonna be playing over here and trying to make some plays
And
to deny the
If
sniper.
our gun ever dies on default, I'm either going to rotate to put it on top of side tunnel, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it more near apps. One of the two.
Yeah, I'll be watching your back.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Rotate
and so
which one I go for.
if we're at disad, we need to build. Very important. I would recommend we Fist of Steel build. So Parsi, be ready for that. You can call for it. Or if it's even. So what happens a lot, which is a bad thing, is the defending team, there's an exchange. Both teams have 0%, but the attacking team has Uber first because they build better. We can just combat that by Fist of Steel building. So Mythic, you can just come out. Just do that. It's very simple. And then once we have Uber, we'll never get outbuilt. We'll be fine. Now there is another thing. If they are playing tunnel and their beam is in tunnel with a Justari, I want you to calm a lot. Then I want Parsi, you, Chung, and Hark are going to drop down here, and Parsi, you're just going to chill here. You're going to heal Hark and Chung. Hark, you really don't have to do much besides like put some stickies here, which is really good actually because it'll cut them off from the pack, and you'll be able to damage people trying to go over the flank. If their sniper goes to the side tunnel, Hark, then you have to walk at him. I know that sounds weird because you do need to still like fight players here, but if the gun's up, they can't really do anything, and you need to walk at him because otherwise, like our medic's in a hard position. What you can do, Parsi, is like play over here if you're at risk, but then you're at risk of here. So like we need good sniper comms on where he's at. So this position is risky for your Parsi, but it will be necessary in some points. Now, when it comes to the Uber, it's going to be a demo pyro. If they don't air blast you too much, Hark, you can make some real noise here, but just make sure you end back here, and then if you need to, you can kite back into apps. It's totally fine. What they're going to do is like, if they send their heavy and soldier into apps, then you're going to be here in Mythic, and I'll be with you to fight them. And hopefully the combination of us with Flint's gun is going to be enough to deal with them, which it should be. Because we're going to have dispenser as well. Yeah, and then just make sure you don't end the Uber like in here, and Parsi, make sure you're in a safe spot for when the Uber fades. And then we can just keep fighting and see what happens. Or if we need to leave from apartments for whatever reason, like let's say Hark and our Pyro gets sniped and they have ad, then your best route out, Parsi, is actually going here and then jumping here. You can actually land on this, oddly enough, and avoid fall damage. It's a small thing. It's not that bad, but you need to like just react accordingly. We need very concise back out calls and just make them based on the information at hand. If we're down important players or we're at disad, that's usually a time to back out. And then, yeah, so Parsi, you jump down here and then you go into bunker as soon as possible. For third, we're going to do the bunker hold. I don't want to go over anything else because we don't have time. Gun there. Parsi, you're going to be chilling here. Hark, you're going to be spamming where you can, paying attention to sniper calls. I'm going to be out here needing arrows a lot. So I might be perched on any of these places, so just be ready, Parsi. But also, if arrowing me means you're going to have to peek a sight line, like say this one, then say fuck you, I'm not arrowing you, and that's fine.
A quick interjection though. I think a better spot for the gun is in front of the spawn door.
Which one?
Like here?
Yeah, just right there.
I talked to Colonel Salt about this. I think that area is fine. It's just depending on how many people we lose on.
Yeah, if we're fucked, then yes.
Like,
But
if we're fucked, I'm gonna build at spawn and be ready to quick out.
yeah, like let's say we wipe on second, then we should just give up third. Honestly, it's fine, and then we just hard hold fourth. Yeah,
Alright.
but
It's like what we did on Upward.
I like
that shit
this
worked out
spot.
for us
Yeah,
great.
no, giving up points is okay on payload. Trust me. But yeah, no,
We can stabilize better on fourth. So be it.
this spot is so annoying. That's why I really want to advocate for it on the offense.
Yeah.
And then like Hark, depending on where the sniper is, he could be peeking anywhere. But if he's dead, then just come out and make some noise. I do want you kind of like throwing spam in here when you can, but like you got to play pretty safe for the sniper. But I will be combating the sniper as best I can, and just Stario and I can work together a lot to like clear out boiler and stuff with our scout. So you never know. Well, not you never know.
Honestly, I want to. Am I super important in the bunker hold? Because I don't feel like heavy does much in a bunker hold.
As spy checker, you
Outside
are.
of just
But yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. It's kind of just like boring for you.
because
So-
my idea is I want to try playing flank with y'all if we're holding bunker.
That's cool.
Just really deny boiler.
I'm open to
Make
it.
sure their sniper has to peek IT or tracks.
I'm open. I'm totally open
Another
to it.
spot you could stand on is
All right, we could try it for some scrims if it works out. Cool.
You
If
can
not,
you can
that
stand
break
up here
area.
too.
yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's
but if we're bunker holding, that spot sucks because I'm just gonna die.
Well, not just like a one-time thing is what I mean.
yeah. We're good. Let's move on. So for the Uber, it's gonna be a solo pyro on Chung. When they use in, they're gonna use in from upper or any which way. But most of the time, it's gonna be from IT. And just use in response bar. So like once they use, don't drop anybody, but nobody else should be taking damage. We're all hiding in bunker. And you just use on Chung. During this Uber, we all need to be spy aware because Chung is not spy checking. Chung is taking an Uber. And then Chung, obviously, your goal is to just air blast them away. For the post, then we can start making some noise. But just remember, Hark, that your main objective is to prevent them from capping. So unless someone's walking at you, just put sticks on the cart. And like you could use your pipes to like shoot in here, feel out what's going on. But
Say
yeah.
it again. I blanked out of what?
I said, just keep in mind of the objective. Your main goal is to like
Yeah.
put stickies on the cart here and not peek and just live.
Works for
But
me.
occasionally you can throw pipes into IT. For fourth defense, there is a forward hold that I wish I could talk about, but we'll just do the kind of the default, which is like sitting back here. Parsi, you can sit here in dispenser. If we're at disad, sit further back, like back here, expecting a sack. But otherwise, I'm not a disad. If we have disad, then we're gonna have to play back anyway. But you know what I mean. So, Hark, you're gonna be playing out here. You can put a trap here and just live. Respect the sniper and boiler, and spam the fuck out of anybody walking up here.
Be careful playing around tree. There is a pixel angle from the
Where?
not in house, but like on the fucking rock, like where the shutter is. Phase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other shutter.
Yeah,
like
on the
one
staircase
towards spawn.
that leads from boiler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
This
a
one.
pixel. Careful of that.
Yeah. That's an
It's a
annoying
very
side.
funny angle.
So you're gonna be pinned, Hark, which sucks. But if the sniper, that's okay, because like I might bomb for him or just Stario, like we can go for him still and offer some resistance. Also, our sniper is gonna be taking SVS, so it's not like you're alone. But yeah, so you're gonna have to like playing here is like the ultimate safe spot. But yeah, just spam the fuck out of anybody walking up. Mythic, you can play over here if you want. You are safe if you're like here, unless the sniper's peeking garage, in which case you can just rotate here. And Parsi, you can sort of peek up here, but just be very, very wary of the sniper. You can stand here, and it's actually fine. But if you stand here, it is not fine. You know what I mean? Like there's a very fine line, so just keep in mind the window there. That's really the big killer. And just keep in mind Spy. Spy's going to try to drop down on you. It's very annoying. Chung can try to be on top of it, but honestly, there's not much Chung can do if the spy's just sitting there. Like, 'cause what do you want Chung to like go over here and spy check? No, that's crazy. So you guys just both have to be looking up, counting spy time. We won't get caught out by it. It's fine. And yeah, like if the sniper dies, then you guys can walk out and be more aggressive. But otherwise, we're just chilling. And I will be playing with you guys trying to build banner. I might go into like yard and try to make plays for the sniper. We can do all kinds of things. The scout's gonna be roaming around spy checking and just helping me shoot anybody trying to cap the cart. When it comes to the Uber, Pyro Uber, maybe a demo can be involved. I actually think demo in a defensive Uber here is good because you can really lock out the escape route. So I think you should be involved in that Uber. So Parsi, just be prepared. And there's gonna be a lot for you to remember, Parsi, and I'm not expecting you to remember everything, but I just want to say I hope you are paying attention and keeping as much as you can. But yeah, so that's going to be the Uber. If we're at disad, then we can just play back, and maybe they'll use, and it's going to be bad, and we can tank Chung. And then, assuming they don't have good cart time, we can just come back out and like clear cart, and then just resume the hold. But if it's ever downtime, and we're chilling here and not doing anything, then we are losing. At some point, we need to walk out and like not bait Hark and deny the cart. It's like our scout demo, I'll bomb the cart, and then like Mythic can try to hold this down with Chung and Flint. You know, maybe you can move up the gun. Depends on the situation, but again, it's very situational. If we're down players, then we can't recommit. We can just give it up. That's okay. I'm not going to dwell too much on fourth because we have limited time going to last. So last is pretty. If you've played Highlander, you probably know what's going on. But Flint's going to have his gun up here. Our sniper can be playing with you sometimes, Flint, so just be ready to protect him because this is a really good sight line. You can like stand up on here and peek deep into red room.
Quick note: do not take that metal. Do not take the full pack.
We'll take
is
the
mine.
metal.
Yeah.
Take it, don't you worry.
So Flint, you're gonna have your dispenser like here, right? Somewhere around
Either
here.
there, it's either gonna be in the doorway or it's gonna be on the grate or on the heavy head glitch spot if he decides to play there.
Okay, yeah. Wherever it is, just keep in mind. And yeah, we need to support Flint. Flint getting stabbed or anything is really bad. But honestly, Flint, you're gonna have to look out for yourself because if the spy does get past Chung, so yeah. And then Hark, you're playing here. You're watching cart. Inevitably, if you're gonna be playing out, you're gonna need to be getting flashed in the Uber. But that's okay. Like Chung, you could just do your best to deny wherever they use from. If they use from the far left, then you can just walk out at them and just air blast them, prevent them from getting in any space, and we're good. And then Hark, you can honestly stay out, but if you want to get involved, it's fine. But you don't want to get too distracted because your primary objective, Hark, especially once the cart has passed this sort of switch, is to just watch the cart. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. As hard as it is, trust me. Like I'm speaking from experience because it's very easy to like want to spam into the window. Sometimes you might have to do if the heavy's there, but
you usually have to if the heavy is there. Yeah.
But and Mythic, you can just play anywhere around like here. This is just a great spot because it forces them to deal with you. Parsi, you're going to be playing exactly here. Okay? No need to change this, and you're going to be buffing. People will come to you for buffs, and you're going to be able to arrow Mythic. Like I said, the Uber, it's going to be like mainly our Pyro, maybe demo, and nobody else should be in. Nobody else should be taking damage. Maybe... No, don't arrow. I was thinking, don't arrow Mythic during the Uber. It's not worth it. You need to keep players shiny and invincible. But yeah, that's the Uber. If we're a disad, we're fucked. There's really not much we can do except stay in and tank the fuck out of Chung wherever they use from. And if Chung can deny the Uber well enough to make enough space for Hark to just deny cart, then we might be fine. If they're doing a cart sack, it's very easily counterable by literally everyone shooting the cart. That's all. And I mean everyone. Like, not just our demo and heavy. They're going to get shredded. It's a 9-man focus fire. Well, Parsi doesn't have it to shoot an arrow, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so disad is still winnable. We just have to, like, do the tankier pyro strat. But yeah, otherwise, we've gone over the exchange. There's some situational stuff that could happen that I can't really think of, but I'm going to be watching the flank here. I'm going to not be dying. I might get banners and stuff, but honestly, battalions is...
Black box or conch.
Battalion sucks here. Sure. Yeah, because, like, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan. If you guys want me to run it, I will, but I'll probably be on conch.
I think black box sucks here. Is it 600 damage or what?
It's up to you. Well, it's up to me, really. So you can't you can't micro me, okay? But yeah, that's about it, guys. We have a very short period for questions. I'll run buff banner. You guys have any questions?
Buff banner is goated.
Burning questions? Do you have any personal questions? Do you think I'm an asshole?
Yes.
What do I do? What do I do in a downtime
No,
for
I'm kidding.
second?
Can you hit me on the head really hard with a hammer?
What do I do in a downtime for second?
We're building Uber and just living.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
are we gonna drag
I meant for
this
offense.
guy in
second,
here?
Sorry.
Oh, offense for downtime. We're just building Uber and we're just making space in tunnel. There's no need to play
Okay.
apps. All right, that's it, guys.
Sorry.